Yes, so the second concern a lot of people are having regarding these new changes is about dependence. So the ability to sponsor dependents or the ability to continue sponsoring their dependents after 22nd July 2025. So there are three categories of people in this that are having this concern. So first people are the ones that came in prior to March 11, 2024, when the dependent ban for care workers took effect. So this would be people who came in with the occupation code 6145 and 6146, right? So these guys were allowed to bring dependents from Nigeria or from within, dependent partners, dependent children. So you would still be able to sponsor your dependents going forward after the set date. And if you are currently single, or let's say you came in 2022 with that occupation code and you are single, you will still be allowed to marry within the UK or outside the UK and then sponsor your dependent partner, even after the rules. But you would have to show evidence of a genuine and subsisting relationship anyway. But that would be another topic for another day. So let me just point this right. Even if you switched, so there are people who came in prior to the dependent ban, that's March 11, 2024, and then after that date, they got a new sponsor or a new employer who issued them a new COS under occupation code 6135, 6136. So those people will still be able to continue sponsoring their dependents and or also sponsor a new dependent partner, for example, even after you've been issued a new COS after the dependent ban in March 11, 2024. Yeah, so that's the first category of people. So after the day, you'll still be able to sponsor your dependents, right? Now, second category of people are the people who got COS after March 11, 2024. And prior to that, they were already in the UK, let's say as students, with their dependent partners and children. So when they applied after the dependent ban, the Home Office granted a lot of families with kids, despite the dependent ban under the immigration rules. So this was as a result of the fact that the law or that rule did not envisage that there were families with kids already in the UK, and for them to stick to that rule strictly, it's going to be separating families or parents from their kids. So you'll be granting Adebola a skilled worker visa, but you are saying Adebola's two kids and his wife have to return to their home country. So because of that, Home Office decided to start granting families with kids in the best interest of the children. So this rule is that the grant is done outside the rules, because within the immigration rules, it's not stated anywhere that if you have children, they're going to grant you and your dependents the care worker visa. So those people would still be able to sponsor their dependents going forward, even after the deadline, as long as they still hold the care worker visa. And even when they want to change sponsors or employers after 22nd July 2025, they will still be able to sponsor their dependent partner and children up to the point where they will get their ILR, which is still 5 years qualifying period, right? So third category of people are the people who are currently in the UK on other visa routes, like for example, student visa route. So if you are here on a student visa or on a graduate visa with your dependent partner and dependent children, that would mean that you would have come in before January 2024, because dependent ban for students took effect from January 2024. If you didn't come in before January 2024 and you came in with your dependent partner and children, that means you would have come in either as a sponsored student with a scholarship, maybe from Chevening, Commonwealth, NDDC, or thereabout, or you would have come in with the Masters in Research program or a PhD program, because those set of people are allowed to come in with dependents even after the dependent ban for students, which took effect from from January 2024. So this set of people would most likely be allowed to continue to sponsor their dependents if they successfully switch to a care worker visa. That is with the occupation code 6135, 6136. Subject to meeting the 3 months rule, which says you have to work for 3 months for your with your potential sponsor before they issue you a COS. So if you meet that requirement and you apply with your children and your dependent partner, most likely you are going to be granted your visas with your dependent partners, and your qualifying period will still remain 5 years.